Hey, what's going on, my friends? Welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Victor, and today I'm going to share with you a 1-month update from my recent plant medicine ceremony experience at Rythmia Life Transformation Center in Costa Rica. I did a whole video series. You can find links or something within the description box and maybe some cards up there if you want to check it out. I do a 4-day documentation of my experience there. Day after, I always do the video a day after the different plant medicine ceremonies and sort of recount my day-to-day progression while there. But I thought it would be neat to do a video that expresses how I am now. Did it really work? Yeah, it was kind of cool when you were there, but how is it playing out now in your real life? I'm sure a lot of people are wondering. So I'm going to go ahead and just give you my exact, honest account of how I feel now in relation to what I did a month ago. So to organize myself, there's a few different things I wrote down here. So I'll start with this first one, which is to go on to say that some of the permanent changes that I have still retained and believe I will from this point forward. It feels very like there's been a fundamental shift to my mindset and my attitude towards pretty important things in my life, for including my family and just the way I make general decisions in life, especially with my business and my quote unquote purpose in life. There's been some big time adjustments that have stuck. I'll give one quick example. There was one insight I had on my first night of the ceremony, and it was sort of like a perception of when I was a little kid. I realized that a lot of times when I would go up and want my dad's attention when I was real young, even though he didn't go out of his way to say it, I think as a child I could sense he was very annoyed and frustrated and just sort of wanted to he was in his head and wanted to do his own thing. And to my little young self, it was such a shocking conclusion to make that my dad doesn't want me around in this moment, even though it's not like he was a bad father or anything. It was just like, regardless, those situations really impacted me, and I found myself doing the same thing to my own son, my 4-year-old son Lucas. I work here at the computer from home, which is great, but sometimes when I'd be in the zone, he would just storm in. I would have that same exact energy of I don't want to be bothered right now, even though I would justify it in my mind. The medicine sort of showed me that that's creating the same effect that it had on you, on your own son. And it showed me in kind of a graphic way, wow. I didn't realize just a simple little unconscious tendency had such an impact on this young child. So since that day, I have not done that a single time. I will never do that again. If he comes in, I stop what I'm doing. I breathe and I'm like, "What up, Luke? How you doing, buddy?" And it's been very different. I'm very mindful of how my even simple tendencies affect other people, and that's a beautiful lesson. It was a hard lesson to learn, but wow, I'm so happy I went through that because I don't want to be causing anyone to feel bad about themselves, obviously. So that's one of the things that kind of came to mind that was very impactful. Secondly, again, with my purpose, I share on YouTube and I try to help people with a spiritual awakening process, and I coach people, and I have different programs I've created for that. And the medicine showed me that whatever I've done that I'm proud of, it's really not even me, like Victor, the character who did it. So don't get too cocky and don't get too attached to it, because all the stuff you have that you've made that you like, it's because the divine will is expressing it through me. I'm just like this conduit that has learned to get out of the way in certain situations. And I think there was a tendency to feel overly proud about where I'm at and stuff and how I'm doing in life. I was very much humbled. And now, even to this day, I really feel that my motive is even more pure than ever before in terms of what I do with my life and how I contribute to society with my YouTube channel and so forth. I really try to retain that aim and mindset of letting go and allowing my best self to kind of peer through and do as much good as possible And then just like, as some people, I don't word it this way, a lot of people always are like, glory to God, I just thank God for all that. I think I know what people mean by that, even though I'm not religious, and that used to kind of annoy me, that sort of statement. But I think I understand that it's more like, yes, I'm not responsible for this awesomeness that's happening. And anyway, that's been very, very relaxing to me. I don't have to worry about maintaining anything. I can just kind of let go and trust and allow my life to kind of unfold through me. So that's been very helpful as well. Now we'll go ahead and get into some things that have not stuck with me. So after the ceremonies, I felt very blissed out. I felt very like, oh my goodness, so gentle and so at peace and so like loving. And I was just so like humbled by everything. And that state of being is, I'm not like that now. I'm not like that at all times. It did kind of wear off for me quite a bit. And also I credit this to not adhering to they give you a really awesome maintenance plan, a 2-week plan. I was not good with that. I came back and kind of celebrated rather than like tried to maintain my higher vibration. So that could be a reason for it. But I think that's probably common for a lot of people. You achieve states of consciousness one in ceremony that are not retainable, but then that's not all bad, because now I really have dedicated myself more strongly to the spiritual path, and I have somewhere I'm aiming for now, somewhere I'm striving to get. I'm trying to get back to that state of being, because it felt so right. It felt like that's exactly what I need and people need to do and know, and how. If we all felt like I felt that one time or those few times, the world would be a much better place. So now I'm very earnest in my spiritual journey, and I journal and I meditate and I do everything really as best I can to get myself back there. So I don't see that as a problem. I think I kind of expected that, quite frankly, but I just wanted to kind of share that as well. So aside from that, I feel like that situation has strengthened my conviction to be the best person I can be. And I think that's a good thing, even though it would have been nice and convenient to be all blissed out for the rest of my life. But I think that's sort of maybe a naive expectation I had anyways. One last thing I'll just share is that I've actually made some friends and developed some relationships that are still present in my life. Like for me, I'm this guy who's sort of like maybe more esoteric than your average person. And I don't have a big group of friends. In fact, I have one real close friend I hang out with every day, and I feel blessed to have that. A lot of people on the spiritual journey are kind of lonely. But going there, even for a week, there's several phone numbers I have. There's people, some of like the workers I still talk to. There's people I met there that, because it's such a bonding experience, and even though it's only a week, you're immediately after one ceremony, the walls just come down, and you experience each other in their true, authentic state, pretty much the whole time, and it's just such a strong camaraderie and mutual respect that we have for each other that close friendships were developed very, very quickly. And I felt very close with quite a few people there, and I still talk to them to this day. One of them I'm helping, a couple people I'm helping with their like YouTube channel and stuff like that, and other people are kind of helping me. I'm asking them questions. One of the workers there actually lives here in Las Vegas, and I've seen her. My wife introduced to her, and it's just really cool, man. That's sort of a totally unforeseen element. I'm not used to going to a place for only a week and making like pretty close friends, so that was kind of an element as well. I also felt very close with the staff. I felt like the one guy, I guess won't leave his name in case he wants to be anonymous, but there's someone who kind of helped me along the way and check in and get me kind of like, we've been going back and forth quite a bit about just my situation there, and become real cool with him. He's a great guy. The owner, Jerry, he's a badass. He's like a real he's a guy who really lives this life, and he's living his purpose, and he's just a real genuine, friendly person. All the staff was amazing. All the different ceremony guides were beautiful human beings, and it was just really nice, because I think I can tend to go through life and feel like people suck. I think some of us have that perception at times, but going there, I was like, there's a whole lot of people that didn't suck. Not only did they not suck, but they were total badasses and awesome, and it was wonderful. So I just wanted to kind of share that. Again, that's not something if I was like deciding if I was going to go, I wouldn't have even probably consider that being a possibility, but it was a massive perk that I felt was noteworthy. Okay, so anyways, my friends, I hope you enjoyed my my Rythmia documentation experience. It's just one man's trip through the never, and here I am to tell about it. And overall, it was an incredibly positive and life-changing and just heavily, truly impactful overall experience that I feel very blessed to have had. So anyways, hopefully it can help you if you're contemplating it or just interested in this sort of topic in general. Regardless, I wish you well on your path. I thank you so much for watching. Have an amazing day. Namaste.